Hey, loves, we're on Love's Pathway. So, how can we grow love in a relationship, whether it's a new relationship or one that you've been kind of struggling with? How do we get on track? So, communication, some of this might seem like common knowledge, but sometimes we need to regroup, recollect, focus on some of the things that we need to work on, some of the things we need to change. But communication, by fostering open and honest communication, you should feel comfortable with your partner. And when we feel validated, they feel validated or understood with that validation and also empathy, it really helps create the bond. So share your thoughts, your feelings, even your concerns with your partner. Practice active listening. So when you show empathy and understanding, when your person expresses themselves, they feel more and more open and safe to communicate with you. So it's going to open that box and make them feel comfortable, able to talk to you. And we have to feel comfortable within ourselves too. So quality time, by spending meaningful time together, not just sitting in the same room, but quality time has that emotional intimacy. It doesn't always have to be sexual. You can have emotional intimacy with friends or family members. And that reinforces the bond between people. And by engaging in activities you enjoy instead of just doing stuff together, it helps create new experiences, memories, sometimes inside jokes. And be sure to express gratitude for your person's qualities and the things that they do, the actions that they are showing you. They're trying to show you that they love you when they're doing kind things, and regularly acknowledge and appreciate the positive aspects of our relationship. Sometimes we get caught up in looking at the negative. We forget to focus on the positive. And I'll be talking in these videos about a mind shift. So if you would like a healthy relationship, be sure to like and subscribe, share this, it'll help somebody. But even just the smallest gestures of appreciation, even just saying thank you or leaving a thoughtful note, can really make a significant impact. And physical touch and affection can help with a sense of closeness, even just a little touch on the shoulder. Make sure it's somebody you're in a relationship with. People don't like to just be touched that you don't have a relationship with, but if you have a closeness with the person, just a handshake or a gentle touch. And there's different types of relationships. You can have a romantic one, so maybe some tender kisses. Hugs are good. Physical gestures. So it's not just about sex, it's the emotional closeness and the ability to be vulnerable with each other and just being supportive with each other, having joyful times, but also there will be challenging times, and how we navigate through that. And sometimes their feelings might not make sense to us, but those are their feelings. Those are their true feelings. So we have to address them. And that's going to create that safeness. If it seems irrational, it might not be irrational to them. So sometimes we also have to realize that certain issues are not necessarily about what is being talked about. So if, let's say you leave your socks on the floor and you're not following the request to pick them up, maybe the person's starting to feel like you're not doing your part, or they're feeling neglected, or they're feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes we need to, pull our part or look ahead. What can I do to make my person's life a little easier? And it's interesting how objects of motion stay in motion. They also become infectious, where other people will start joining in. And you can take it one way or the other. You can either go down their path and have them bring you down when things kind of get out of whack, or you can kind of build it up and pull the relationship to the way you want it to be. We have a lot of control. And I had communication earlier today that did not go quite as well as I had planned. But I said, what was it that I said? Real talk. It's a real talk, because I felt like I wasn't giving a full answer. So I just meant to say, let's focus on this. This is what I'm trying to talk about. It was the end of the conversation. They had to leave it, and I just wanted something really quick. So I could have either honored that they were ready to go, but I felt that there's still enough time. Maybe I was wrong. So there's possibly some stress built up. And the person took great offense to it. And I didn't mean it in a bad way. So I had apologized, even though I didn't have a bad tone. I just meant, let's focus. And they just didn't like the way I said it. And instead of dismissing the way they felt, because the way I said it was really kindly, but they just didn't like the succinctness of it, I guess. And they got uncomfortable and got angry. So by understanding what they felt, we were able to work through it. And, you know, sometimes when people react to us, are they reacting because they're angry at us or something triggered them? So we have to understand our person. Now I have a channel on narcissism, a soul survivor Cynthia. That is different than just having a little bit of miscommunication. Miscommunication happens in relationships, but when relationships start getting toxic, when people aren't seeing each other's point of view, it can be very uncomfortable, a lot of arguments, a lot of trying to defend yourself instead of trying to understand each other. So there are ways to develop a closeness. So I could have dismissed their feelings and made them feel unheard. I could have not reflected on how I said it. Even though sometimes we say things with good intentions, they can be interpreted the wrong way. And we have to understand that. People have certain things in their mind, which comes from basically their childhood, the way they've been conditioned in life. And it's a juggle. We can get through it. You deserve a loving, healthy relationship. There's ups and downs, but how we handle those ups and downs are crucial. So things ended up good for me. They can end up good for you. It's a shift. I could have been defensive. I could have defended myself like you're being ridiculous, or I could have understood my person, and it made it a lot better. I'll see you in the next video. Please share if this will help someone. Comment below if there's any topics you'd like to talk about, and one-on-ones are available. See you in the next video.